Hi, we have discussed about how to use the Axios API to fetch the data from the post list using JSON placeholder APIs in our React.js application. Let's refactor the same code to use the traditional way of using with then and catch syntax. So here I'm back with our async await API kind of a syntax. Let's try to refactor this. So for time being, I'll just go and try to remove this code. And so if you need to go and get it to the generic then response, so what we need to do is we have to have Axios has a method called as axios.get, and to the get method you can specify the API which you want to call, and then we can have a then method. So in this then rest method we have a response. So now if you see there, if it is a fetch API, we'll have two then methods and one catch, but here we'll have one then method because the response is automatically parsed for us. That's the advantage with the Axios. So when you're trying to specify a fetch, we are not explicitly specifying whether it's a get, post and all. Of course, fetch API has an option to specify whether it's a get request, post request, put request, update request and delete request. However, Axios has an explicit mechanism to say Axios.get, Axios.put, Axios.post, Axios.delete. Whereas in fetch API, in the request itself, in the method, we are going to specify it's a get, post, put, delete, and all those stuff. So now we are saying, hey, I want to have a get request on Axios.get. So then once we have the get request, as I said, we don't need two then statement, only one then statement is enough to have the response passed, because the response is automatically passed via JSON parsing. Now if you see here, now automatically, so we are trying to capture the then response and we are going and updating this post and loading message, and at the same time if there is any error, we are trying to catch that error. So in this case we don't have two then statement and I am trying to throw the exception. However, the Axios it internally take care of throwing the exception and capturing it and parsing the JSON response for us. So let's go and try to run our application. So okay, it's almost running. Yep, so let's go to our browser and try to load our application localhost 3000. Yep, so it's trying to load our application. So as we have simulated, slow 3G network may take time. Let's see. The reason it was not showing the post in the browser UI is the reason. If you see the white dot here, our changes whatever we have done is not been saved. That's the reason it was showing loading message. Now whereas let me complete saving this application, and we should be able to see that this is, it should be now successfully able to display the data for us. Again, we can go and inspect and see that it is showing the then catch syntax. Yeah, if you see here, it is using the then catch syntax in Axios. If it is a fetch, we'll have two then statements, and whereas the Axios, the beauty is that it will try to automatically parse the JSON for us. Another thing is Axios have an explicit method called as get, post, put, delete and all those stuff, and we are going to do a couple of these examples on posting the user information and all those stuff. Yeah, so Axios was the most preferred method in React.js to get the data from the backend until and unless fetch API has been introduced into the JavaScript. So when fetch API was not available straightforward in the JavaScript, we are using Axios as a default solution for us. Now people can choose between fetch and Axios APIs based upon the need basis on their applications.